The plant is situated in Sheerness in the Isle of Sheppey in Kent. The plant has been here for some 18 years, but it was acquired by Cooper Industries in 2000. We manufacture enclosures for hazardous area application. So the applications are really sort of petrochemical plants, oil refineries, pharmaceutical plants. Anywhere where there's a requirement for a high quality product to protect the internals from flammable gases, mainly. I joined this company in 2002. We went through a lot of changes in the last 2 or 3 years, and certainly in 2006 we started to see a huge amount of growth. That growth then gave us a number of different challenges, one of which being able to ramp up to achieve that growth, but also maintaining the quality and trying to achieve the degree of customer service. So we had to man up, find people with the right skill levels to be able to produce our product. But then also we went through a new ERP implementation. And as we were growing, our capacity was being consumed and our lead times were extending. And this was a major problem in the marketplace. Our quoted lead times were around 6, 8, 10 weeks, who knows? You know, it varied from week to week basically. You know, and our actuals, sometimes we didn't know.
Planning. What planning? I don't feel any planning was going on. I feel we were just basically releasing production orders and firefighting. Priorities changed on whoever was shouting the loudest. We were constantly going out and saying, can you stop doing that job? Can you do this job? And operators were getting very despondent, not only with the work, but despondent with us as a planning team.
We were struggling at that time. We were struggling to get work out, you know, because you had other departments chasing.
I would say at the time, virtually all of our customers were unhappy. About 30% of our business is through our parent company and 70% are direct customers. And of the 70%, there are 2 main customers, but every single customer was unhappy. I spent an inordinate amount of my time focusing on discussing with customers, trying to explain to them the problems we had and what we were trying to do to achieve the customer satisfaction levels that they were used to in the past when we were a smaller business. I chose Levy because the feel that they gave me when they first came in, just as on the outset, the initial discussions with the guy, was that they had the experience and that they would be prepared, and the way that they work is that they work with you. They set us some objectives, and I'll be quite open and honest in saying that they've been chasing me for results ever since then. So it's been very much, I've been working for them for the last 2 or 3 months. The implementation for us worked very quickly. Obviously the very first step was when one of the team came in to see us to talk about the way forward, but then the guys came in, they delivered 2 days worth of training, but that was more than just training. It was interactive. We learned through doing. The first step was to identify our constraint, and we very quickly identified that.
One of the most important things was to make sure that we was using every second of the day to actually produce work. So the plant was sort of working non-stop. The rest of the factory now, they have up to a 3-day buffer system.
We needed to make sure that the rest of the organisation understood what we had to do, and that we moved to where the bottlenecks were. So we make sure that constraint is not starved. We even implemented and installed an alarm so that if the constraint did get starved, we'd hit that, and that could be heard right across the factory. We staggered shift changeovers, we staggered breaks. We made sure that plant item was continually operated and manned every available minute. We had always focused elsewhere in the business, making sure that we were keeping equipment running. We're very, very active in consuming material and making our steel supplier very happy, but not actually keeping the real constraint busy. What Levy have done is to get us to challenge our way of thinking. We actually think as a business in a completely different way now. We focus upon the constraint, but we also focus upon ways of getting more out of everything that we've got. So, we're looking in completely different avenues as to how we can squeeze more and more out of what we've got. The support that I've had from the Levy Group gave me the confidence that the decisions I was making were the right ones for the business. The crazy thing about it all is that it has been really, really simple. We have not had to do anything complicated, and we haven't had to invest any money. There's been no capital spend whatsoever, and on the constraint, we've increased our throughput by 30%. We made the improvements quicker than anybody in our organisation thought was theoretically possible or practically possible. Our performance now is best described by me as a quantum leap forward. Even my finance manager has been astounded. Our overtime has dropped by 50%. Our sales per employee has increased by 33%. These are all improvements which we didn't think was possible. Even our WIPs dropped by 50%.
After the implementation, I feel that the factory is controlled. I feel as though I'm in control in the planning department. I feel as I'm in control. I know what work is going out. I feel I know what I'm in control on, what the constraint workload is and can be. I feel as now we're in control. When I give a date to a customer, I feel now we're achieving that. We're actually making the promised date to the customer.
We are managing our constraints to be able to offer a shorter lead time than the industry standard. We are offering this reduction in lead time as a premium on a gold, platinum and platinum plus process, which will clearly improve our bottom line performance. Our business operates in a completely different way now to the way it used to. It's under control, it's stable, and I don't have to worry so much about it anymore. I'm looking forward to us being able to offer a continued, consistent supply and service to the customers and growing our business over the next couple of months globally, being able to use that capacity we've found to capitalise on the massive opportunities we've really got as a business.